Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Dr. Hank. Dr. Hank is an author, owner, and CMO, Chief Mindset Officer. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Dr. Hank.
Well,
Dr.
thank
Hank,
you, Siddique. Yes, thank you.
let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Yes, you bet. First of all, what I do today is I help people become their greatest possibility because I understand that thoughts actually become things. So when I was at Procter and Gamble, an executive with Procter and Gamble, that I was in training, and we were listening to some music of Canon in D minor, and in kind of a meditative state, and we were talking about passion and vision, and I realized at that point that my passion and vision was to help myself and others become our greatest possibility.
Who inspired you?
Who inspired me? It was actually one of the teachers that were there, but more so what inspired me was my higher power, my higher self, which I really was able to connect with at that time, that guided me to that answer and to that realization of my desire.
What are the top three reasons why people fail?
Yeah, so I'd first like to share that none of us really fail, that everything that happens, if it doesn't happen the way that we think it should, we actually are able to understand what we don't want. That helps us to understand what we do want. And so I would say the only thing that I didn't do as far as looking at it as a failure is I now understand if I would have initially, earlier in my life, been able to tap into my higher power, I would have been given all the guidance. So, and it's an everyday thing to remember that, because we have a tendency to think that our little chattering mind, our smaller self, runs the show. And in fact, all the answers and solutions are with our higher power.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Yeah, again, there really is no failure, because if we think whatever we focus our attention on grows. And so if we think failure, then we'll think about that, and that'll activate that, and it'll actually create more failure for us. So again, I look at this as, gee, what didn't I like? What didn't I want? And so I realized I was probably, as far as a failure, I was probably in corporate America too long, because I was almost relying on them and thinking I needed them. And that's another thing that I was caught up in, is the opinion of other people. And so I have awakened to the fact that I don't need the opinion of anybody else, that I just need the opinion of my higher power.
What are your top three success secrets that others can model from?
Yeah, so I would say that the first one, and these will be somewhat startling because most people say, oh, work hard or whatever. And actually, the meek inherit the earth, the world. And so here are the three things that I would recommend for all of us to do that will absolutely and positively lead you to all the success that you want. The first one is to relax, to be easy. To meditate. I started out with sharing where I really was able to discover and receive the thoughts of what my desire was, what my passion was, when I was relaxed in more of a meditative state. The second thing is always to ask. And this idea about asking and you shall receive. Ask for guidance, ask for solutions, ask for answers. So solutions and answers. And then the third thing that I would recommend is to do what I have, what's called a joy shop. And what that is first thing in the morning to be very deliberate, very intentional about three things, and writing those three things down. The first one is to get more clarity on what you desire. So what you want. The second thing is to be in a state of appreciation. As you are appreciating what you have, that automatically you're asking for more of it. So appreciate your life, appreciate your business, your loved ones. There is so much to appreciate, but most of us are focused on what we don't want and what we're not happy with. And all that does is get you more of it. And so again, clarity on desires, appreciation. And then the last thing in this joy shop is to pre-pave your day. So PRE-PAVE, pre-pave your day the way you want it. Don't be thinking about, oh, I hope there isn't traffic, or gee, I hope this deal doesn't go south, because if you pre-pave your day that way, you'll get what you don't want. Instead, pre-pave your day the way that you want it.
That is amazing, doctor.
Thank you.
What motivates you within?
Yes, and this is one of my teachings that I've written 15 different books, award-winning books, top sellers, Quilly award-winning books. And what really motivates all of us is, again, we have this higher power within us. And it's about tapping into that higher power and trusting that you will be guided and led to all of your desires. And so that's what motivates me. Nothing motivates me outside of my world, because when we look at what is, that what we do is we will have a life like this, up and down, up and down. You know, did what circumstance went well, what didn't go well. And instead that I go within the kingdom within, and thus I ride above all of that up and down, and that way I literally live in heaven right here on earth.
What is your company motto?
My company's motto is to help you become your greatest possibility.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is someone who, or some organization who wants to be, do, and have more. And so if you're one of those people that, hey, you know, you're just kind of stuck, you're not getting to that next level, that I can take you there in a very unique way, that I have helped hundreds of corporations around the world and thousands of people in really any industry, because all I need to know is what you desire, and I'll help you to get on your lighted path in order to be, do, and have everything you want. That's my ideal client.
How do you find your ideal client?
Yeah, that I typically find, because of the social media, it is very effective to get exposure to more people. And that's why I love everything is for the good, if you look for the good in it. And so social media, but by far, in a way, the number one way for me to grow my business and to attract my ideal client is for me, first of all, to pre-pave it and to be thinking about that ideal client. And then usually in a more typical reasoning, if you will, is through referrals. Referrals are the easiest way. You get out of sales and you get into really service and helping the individual or organization.
How do you engage your ideal client?
Yeah, the best way to engage anyone with anything is to ask questions. And so the power of asking questions. And by doing that, you really can hear and understand where they're coming from, because all of us have different beliefs, different understandings, different experiences. And so because of that it really is all powerful to understand where your client is and where they want to go.
What are your well-defined products or services?
Yes, in addition to my books that I have, what I use with, again, Fortune 100 companies around the world, as well as individuals around the world, that I use a process called To Your Success. And this is an amazing way to be able to help you achieve for either yourself or your organization whatever you desire. And it really comes under an umbrella of 5 different items that helps you to understand how to be more deliberate and intentional, to understand yourself and others, to understand your beliefs and how your beliefs either serve you or don't serve you. And I actually help you tap into your subconscious mind to improve those beliefs, because it is done unto us as we believe. And then finally, I get into emotional intelligence, EQ. And more people are successful, more people are promoted, etc., because of their EQ, not because of their IQ. Siddique.
Why someone should buy from you?
Yes, well, why someone should, instead of buy from me, it's really they're investing in me and in themselves. And the reason why is because I guarantee that you will be, do, and have achieve whatever you're looking to, wanting to be, do, and have. So whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams. I've helped people, I've helped billionaires create more business. I've helped people overcome cancer without any chemotherapy. Excuse me. That truly all of us are most powerful because of these thoughts and feelings that we have. And so for all of us to realize that we literally can create what we want, and I can help you. And that's why you would want to invest in me if you want to invest in you, in what I consider and most of my clients consider something that really what I offer is priceless.
How do you crush your competition?
How do I what? Crush my competition. Yeah. So I really never think of any competition. I don't know anybody that is a mental scientist that does what I do, that and there really, for none of us is any competition. And here's why. When we ask for something that the universe, God, higher power, whatever you want to call it, that makes more of it. So I'll give you an example on money. There weren't any billionaires 75 years ago. Now there's over 2,500 billionaires. Where did the money come from? Did we import it from some other planet? No. Those people asked for it and there was more of it. So none of us have to be concerned with having competition. Our major competition is within our own mind, thinking about, lack and limitation and things that we don't want. Those are the only things that shoot us in the foot, if you will, and prevent us from having everything we want.
How do you deliver a 5-star client experience?
Yeah, because I look at them and I know that they are 5 stars. So every one of my client that I care for, I have a passion for, I really get into their head, if you will, and understand on where they're at, where their beliefs are, and I tap into that and help them become their greatest possibility. So when I think they're a 5-star, that they become 5 stars, because we are the creators of our own experience, and thoughts become things.
How do you use your sales proposals to close more deals?
Yeah. So again, I'm not so much on the salesy, it's more on what my offering is, and just a conversation to really understand what they want and then what the client or prospect wants, and how I can provide that to them, how they can realize what they want. And the bottom line of everything that we want, all of our dreams, is because when we achieve them, we believe, and we will feel better. And so it's really all about this feeling, and I'll help you to achieve your dreams and to feel better.
How do you convert your clients into your brand ambassadors?
Yeah, by brand ambassadors, that I look at that as these are how do people share the good news on what I have to offer, and so I continually get referrals from my clients, so my clients become my ambassadors, if you will, and that's why referrals. In fact, I have a whole lead program on just referrals, and it's a way to really be able to connect with other people and to be able to show your value.
How do you handle an angry client?
Yeah. So I really don't have angry clients. And again, because I'm so intentional and deliberate on how I want them to be, that there would be no reason to be angry. Now, sometimes though, they're angry about some situation. And what I help them to do is take the broader perspective. What happens is we get caught up in this minutia with our smaller self, and we start judging it. And we've been told through the ages not to judge, but we start judging how we think it should be. When you take a broader perspective, it'll give you relief, it'll be soothing to you, and you will start discovering answers and solutions that'll turn anger into joy.
We are about to move into lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
Okay, sure.
What are you grateful for today?
Yeah, so I actually use the word appreciation. It's a higher vibrational word. And what I appreciate is that I have the ability, along with every one of you, to be able to think and feel and create anything that we want.
How do you start your day?
I start my day in the joy shop, again, being very deliberate and being clear on what my desires are, identifying what I appreciate, and there's so many that could be endless, and then finally to prepay my day and to think about how I want my day to be, how I want my meetings to be, how I want my client and interaction with people to be.
How young are you?
And I love the question most people ask, how old are you? And I love young. And so I feel 17. I look 50-ish. And I actually, this Friday, I will be 68 years young.
Oh my God, look at this. So, Dr. Hank, you are not 68. You are 18 years old with a 50 years experience. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Love it.
What you want to do when you grow up?
Yeah, I've already grown up and I realized that before I wasn't clear on what I want. And really to grow up is to get that clarity, number one, on what you desire. And then secondly, to realize that you can achieve those desires through your thoughts and through your feelings. It's part of the process of my 5-step process of creation, where we can literally co-create anything we desire.
What is your plan to achieve your goal?
Yeah, my plan to achieve my goal is always the way that I do that is I tap into my higher power and then I ask. And so my goal is, because it's to help other people become their greatest possibility, I'm right in the midst of that right now. And I appreciate you, Siddique, to give me this opportunity to share this good news with you and your audience.
How will you feel in case you don't achieve your goal?
Just fantastic, because I know when I experience something I don't want, that helps create thoughts. And so basically, and part of my teaching is that's what I don't want. So don't put any energy into, for example, not achieving your goal. This is what I don't want. And then you turn the other cheek and you ask, what do I want? And you will be given new thoughts, new ideas, attract. We're like magnets. You'll attract people and circumstances and events in order to not only achieve your goal, but go beyond it.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
I become quiet I breathe in deeply, and this word breath, in fact, in the Bible, the word the spirit means breath, and it's the fastest way to connect with your higher power. And so I breathe in deeply, and I ask for answers and solutions, and then that challenge dissipates, goes away, and I get the answers and solutions that I desire.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
The advice I give to myself every day is I'm getting younger and younger today.
Once you have a revenue-generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Yeah, so that's a great one. We all need to get support from family or friends or business associates, etc. And again, it's about this important idea about pre-paving it. Don't be assuming, oh, they're not going to like that. If you assume that, they won't like that. So I then I'll say to myself, oh, this great idea that I'll present, and that just give me the perfect words, the perfect body language, tone of voice, perfect message to my significant other that will come across to where she will understand and she'll be excited for me and supportive to me. That when we start thinking more about what we want, then, oh, they won't like this because of whatever. It doesn't matter how anybody was in the past. What matters is how you're thinking right now about them, and they literally can change. But most of us have beliefs that we can't change other people, and that's not true.
Why being impactful is important to you?
Yeah, so impactful is really when you're aligned and when you're connected with your higher power. That's when you're all impactful. And I really would even improve that word vibrationally to say all love, because really all of us are this loving energy. God is this loving energy, if you will, and we're part of that. And we have the ability to be this loving energy. And again, be, do, and have everything that we want and become our greatest possibility.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
Yeah, my mentor. So most people, I used to in the past, I'd have the kind of typical people, and Napoleon Hill and other people that were really effective. But now who I go to is I realize that all my answers, all my guidance that I need is that higher power. So my living mentor is my living higher self that rests within the kingdom within me.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Yeah, it's not real important to me as far as being remembered, because again, I really don't honor the opinion of other people's opinion. However, that if I can uplift the world, if I can help others like you become your greatest possibility, have your dreams come true, that's how I would love to be remembered.
How can we support you?
Well, it would be great for people to come out and, under drhankseitz.com. You can go to my website and take a look. I'm the happiness and success coach. I have all different types of processes and assessments that can help you. And so if you're looking, the way to help me is for you to determine if you want to help yourself. And I certainly can help you become your greatest possibility.
We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have a few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here's my question. Okay. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
Well, Siddique, I really just love your style, that you're right to the point. And I think, a lot of people are nowadays that they want to just get to the meat of it. And what I love about you and your show and everything that you do is you basically get right to the point. You prepare people for it. And so I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you, Siddique.
What would you say as a final word?
I would say that the most important thing that any of us can be at any moment is to feel good. The power of our feelings is really what creates our life. And the more that we feel better, that the more we will raise our vibration, raise our point of attraction, and start attracting the thoughts and the people and the circumstances and events to everything that they want. So the most important thing, to feel good right now. And we all can with a better feeling thought.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hank, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Yeah, so thank you, Siddique, and thank you all. Appreciate it.